for McCarron on a record-setting day, and more. Battlehawks ain't done yet. A 400-yard game for A.J. McCarron.
If it's not Stevie Mitchell, it's Hakeem Butler. If it's not Hakeem Butler, it's Marcel Aitman. If it's not Marcel Aitman, it's Darius Shepard. If it's not, it's Gary This offense is so explosive. And then, oh, by the way, no Brian Hill. Oh, by the way, your quarterback is A.J. McCarron.
And McCarron to Butler. 2 more. And trucks that football into the home field fans of St. Louis. Taylor McGregor, Ian Fitzsimmons, and another Mac Brown fake. Will this one work? Picked off. Brandon Sebastian with number 2. 49 yards for Hagman. The kick is up. No good. And what a success story the XFL has been in the city of St. Louis. And Orlando will just take a knee. Terrell Buckley learned a ton in year number 1. He's hoping to be back for a turnaround with the Guardians next year. St. Louis, however, out to a standing O from the home faithful as they put up the most points in the league this year. A.J. McCarron with the record 420.
We'll get together and play some golf, talk a little bit, chop it up. Congratulations, no doubt. Thank you.
And now, Sam, for St. Louis, they have to sit and wait.
The Orlando Guardians 28, St. Louis Battlehawks 53 in a massive game. The Battlehawks needed to run up the score, and they certainly did that. But first, let's get to the stats for the Guardians. Quentin Dormandy, 18 of 24, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Francois played as well, 10 for 17 for 93 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks. Mac Brown, the punter, he actually threw an interception and a touchdown on an 84-yard play. If you didn't see it, was unbelievable. But there is the problem. I thought maybe DeAndre Francois would play the whole game, but clearly Quentin Dormandy is the guy for the Guardians in 2024. No running game whatsoever. 38 yards rushing. DeAndre Francois with 27 of those. In the air, Jordan Thomas, a big dude. 4 catches, 109 yards, a touchdown on 9 targets. Charleston Rambo, 5 catches, 57 yards, a touchdown on 6 targets. Katie Cannon did well. Andrew Jamil, shout out to the Fan Control Football. But really what the main thing we want to talk about here is the Battlehawks. A.J. McCarron, 28 of 35, 420 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks, 66-yard bomb. Mateo Durant in for Brian Hill, 8 carries for 36 yards. On the ground, they did 83 yards. Guys with games. Hakeem Butler, 9 catches, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns on 12 targets. He was the main guy. Darius Shepard with 96 yards. Stephen Mitchell with 72 yards, each with 6 targets apiece. A monster game. Is A.J. McCarron the MVP? Even though the Battlehawks didn't make it to the playoffs, I would say yes.
Play at that level. You know, you got a quarterback that's nicked up, got guys who are banged up. Kind of hit me a little bit in the locker room. I've been there. I was that guy that wanted to be there, play hurt, never miss a game. But they asked guys to go out there and, you know, score 50-plus points, whatever it was. I mean, it's a lot. You know, it was great for the fans. It was great to watch. It was exciting TV. But, man, that's, you know, it's a lot to ask from your team. We're 7-3. It's a pretty damn good year. Got a really good team. Thank the fan base for coming out, supporting them. Just awesome experience for them. Players really appreciate it. I'm appreciative too. So But, you know, these stats are pretty sweet. You know, it's all nice. It looks great. You know, congratulate T-Buck. I got a lot of respect for T-Buck. You know, team didn't have a lot of success, but they fought. And, you know, but it's a lot to ask for players. It really is. And to do what they did today, you know, I know they're all looking at it. It's awesome. It's a huge win, but it's not normal, right, to continue to score and score and score. So I hope it works out in their favor. They deserve it.
Taken down by the kicker at the 48. It's a 40-yard return. Here they come. Cone on 3rd and 5. Unloads. Deep ball, and he overthrows T.J. Vasher. Fourth down, 37 seconds remaining, and John Parker Romo, who's proven to be the best kicker in the league, on for the lead.
And Cone, worried about that pressure, comes off of the play side just a little bit too quickly, tries to find an outlet.
Romo's got a huge leg. He hit from 62 in warm-ups today. Inside in the Alamo Dome, this is from 53. And the lead. Wing the holder. And it is no good! Only the second miss of the season for Romo.
Good snap, good hold. Ball starts on line and then just stays a little bit wide to the right. You think it's going to draw right inside that right upright. It just doesn't go. Romo's bailed them out so many times this year. They wouldn't be in this position without him. Just an unfortunate miss there from one of the most reliable kickers in the XFL.
What a battle between D.C. and San Antonio. Romo being comforted by his teammates. That kick could have pushed him to the postseason.
DC Defenders 29, San Antonio Brahmas 28. It was a close game. The Brahmas had a shot with the field goal at the end to win the game and they would have made the playoffs, and it did not happen. Jordan Ta'amu in the air, 15 of 22, 271 yards on 2 touchdowns. Also led the team in rushing with 45 yards and a touchdown. Abram Smith with 44 yards on 10 carries. Lucky Jackson, the guy there for DC, 3 catches, 84 yards on 3 targets. Chris Blair, 1 catch, 70 yards. But Alex Ellis, 4 catches, 25 yards and 2 touchdowns on 4 targets for the San Antonio Brahmas. 34 of 48, 312 yards for Jack Cohn. Playing better towards the end of the season. We'll see if Ben Kirk comes back. Jaquez Patrick, 16 carries, 41 yards, 2 touchdowns. John Hillman also had a touchdown. Landon Akers seems to be a guy for the Brahmas. 8 catches, 90 yards on 10 targets. TJ Vasher had 9 targets, 5 catches for 57 yards. Nick Holley as well, 40 yards receiving there. So they had a shot. They had a field goal. It was a tough field goal. Our man Parker Romo missed the field goal. Probably one of the best kickers in the league. That's the guy that you want. If anybody, I was going to pick him to kick the field goal at the end of the game. And they just did not make it. And Brahmas are out of the playoff chase, and their season is over.
Yeah, thank you guys for telling our story, being the media. We are happy and blessed to be a part of this game today. Coach Ward, Hines, and his staff, they did an amazing job preparing the guys. They played hard, and they stayed in the fight all the way up to the end. Both teams did. Both teams made plays. Quarterbacks played outstanding for both sides. We were able to get a stop there at the end. We knew that they had a real legit kicker. Guy's pretty good. It's actually one of the ones that we looked at as well. But all in all, we were happy to get the win. We wanted to have some momentum going into the playoffs. So really appreciate the effort that our guys did. Our coaches did a great job of having these guys prepared, and communication was really good. We talk about that all the time. communication was good, and our guys executed. So happy with the win.
Screen here, just big wide receiver getting out in space, a little corner route, just DB getting hung up. You know, when you break outside, those guys do a great job stacking. You think he's going inside, you put your hands up, boom, he's going to the outside. You prevent the wide receiver from getting downfield.
Man, spring sports, you get to just touch it all.
A lot going on.
What if he fakes it? Austin Jones, like, I need to play. I need some rep. It's a repetition. He signed April 4th.
Makes you think about it.
38-yard attempt, yep.
Daytona, sit up.
So another first down for Arlington. And for those who were in the production truck prior to the game.
Daytona, sit up.
Under 15. Perez, pressure. Perez sacked. Trent Harris in that defense who led the XFL in sacks coming in.
Let's go. Good.
That's how the game ends.
Good game. Good game. Good game.
25-9 is the final. These two teams, they can get chippy with each other. Why wouldn't they? They live in the same hotel for the last 10 weeks.
Good job. You guys will look good.
The Houston Roughnecks win 25-9 over the Arlington Renegades. This one we weren't surprised. We were hoping that maybe Arlington would give them a little bit better of a fight here. Stats, Cole McDonald gets the starts, 10 of 11, 120 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Caleb Elby actually came in as well. Jeremy Cox got the start at running back. Max Borghi was out, 21 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown. Cole McDonald also ran for a touchdown. Justin Smith, the guy in the air, 51 yards on 5 targets. Tavon Salter, also, he had 47 yards on 6 targets there. For the Renegades, Luis Perez, the guy, man, they picked him up. They finally look like they have some kind of offense, though, but only 9 points, 22 of 36, 205 yards on a pick. On the ground, Leedy Brown led the way with 29 yards rushing. They didn't have Devon Smith in the game. They kind of rested him. We'll see how that goes. And receiving, Brian Herrion, guy that we had on the show, 4 rushes for 6 yards, but then he had 5 catches for 47 yards on 7 targets. So they used him a lot in the offense. Sal Cannella, 3 catches for 41 yards on 5 targets, and Tyler Vaughns, 4 catches for 33 yards on 7 targets. The main thing here is, can they put this together and upset the Roughnecks in the playoffs? We're just going to have to find out.
Good afternoon, everybody. Tough game out there for us today. Big congrats to Coach Phillips and his group, staff, and team. They really outcoached us and played us through the game, and say we got them good and buttered up for the one that really matters here this coming week. But I'd like to say that was the plan, but I wouldn't be truthful. So the bottom line, they just played a lot better than us. We didn't do anything good really any part of the game today. Offense, defense, they didn't matter what quarterback they played. They moved the ball on us. I think we forced 1 punt the entire day, so not very good. Not what we've been doing anyway. And offensively, again, couldn't get a touchdown, get a turnover for a touchdown. So just got to get a lot better this week to have a chance. And the beauty of it is, though, the way this is set up, at least to this point in the league, that heck, we could put it together for one big game down in Houston this coming weekend, and you got a shot at it, So remember that old saying, so you're telling me I've got a chance, So there's a lot to that. So we'll see if we can't get better this week. But go ahead.
Questions? Isaac and then Anthony. Coach, you've played this team. You've played this team now twice. What have you seen from them that you can take into next week as a strong suit?
You just have to compliment them. Offensively, they do an excellent job of picking on whatever coverage.
Vegas. Well, we wanted to try to, as we think about our rules innovations, that was something our fans were telling us. They didn't like the rule that it was a touchback if the defense didn't recover. And we felt like we wanted to listen to our fans, make that change. This is the first time it's happened all year.
McKenzie with the carry, and he does get in the end zone. Touchdown, Vipers. Shy McKenzie with a 1-yard touchdown rush. Vegas, their first touchdown of the ball game.
Simple, easy handoff inside here.
Sexton, the man in motion for Vegas. McClendon rolling out. Chased down by Lelos. Incomplete. Fans are chanting, "We want DC. We want DC." Well, you get your wish. Seattle with a 28-9 win, taking care of business, and the Sea Dragons advance to the playoffs in the XFL.
Good game, bro. Good game, bro. Appreciate it. Good game, bro. All the best in the future, man. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. What's up,
And the fans just heard it over the announcement here in the stadium.
The Vegas Vipers, we were hoping that they would give a run to the Seattle Sea Dragons. They do not. Vipers 9-28 to Sea Dragons. They get the win. And we thought they needed 34 points, and it kind of got confusing. I think that needs to definitely be cleaned up. Jalen McClendon, 6 for 21, 201 yards, and 1 pick. Had a couple drops, had a couple plays that could have been big for him. But, it just didn't work. It's just been kind of the Viper season. John Lovett, 30 yards rushing on 7 carries. On the receiving things, Matthew Sexton, 2 catches for 119 yards at the 84-yard pass. Or was it Matthew Sexton had the hand out and then the ball got knocked out? Was that his play? 5 targets as well. Travis Kuntz, 45 yards receiving, and Cam Sutton, 27 yards. Not much going on the air there. Jeff Badette was in the game. He had 4 targets and no catches. A guy that was a stud under with Luis Perez didn't get the job done there. On to the Sea Dragons stats, however. They needed to light it up, and they did. Ben DiNucci, 26 of 41, 339 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. This could be their Achilles heel going into the playoffs. Charlie Tatapanu, 4 carries for 44 yards. Ben DiNucci had a rushing touchdown as well. Phillips Lindsay, 6 carries, 30 yards. Josh Gordon with a monster game, 9 catches, 115 yards on 13 targets. They were like, we're going to go to him. Juwan Green, 4 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Ja'Cour Pearson, pedestrian, 3 catches, 42 yards, and a touchdown on 6 targets. Jordan Vesey also had a touchdown for the Seattle Sea Dragons, but they knew they needed to do what they needed to do. They got past the threshold. They're on to the playoffs to face the DC Defenders, and we will see if Ben DiNucci, is he going to be able to hold the line, or is he going to throw some of those interceptions? We're just going to have to wait and find out.
Coach, what made today's opposition a challenge for your team?
Well, I mean, we went out there in the first half and played decent football. But it's been like what we've done all year long. We have that one quarter in every single game we've played this year that hasn't gone our way. We haven't played that well. And then we kind of finished the 3 quarters, we played pretty good football. It's that one quarter. And again, the third quarter, we didn't have that passion and fight that we had in the first and second quarter and in the fourth quarter.
The season's over for you right now, but I just wonder, how would you evaluate the experience that you've had as an XFL coach?
Well, I mean, as a head coach, it's, different experience for me. I learned a lot about myself, learned a lot what I should and shouldn't do in a situation because you're making the calls. You got to learn who your team is, and you got to coach inside of the game with the kind of the mindset that knowing that if you do one thing or say one thing or make a decision, it can go the other way for you as a group, collectively. So I have to be more mindful of that. We have a good group of players, a good group of coaches. Some things we're going to clean up. I think we already started looking into what I would do next year in practices and training camp and all that. So I think we have a good plan moving forward already. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the guys who I get to keep, and there's going to be some guys